Righto, got one more job to do this afternoon, and it's things that I've busted, and I've busted two of them, and I would assume when I was reversing. Now this isn't a particularly high off-road van, and our mud flaps sit quite close to the ground and quite close to the back of the tyre. So presumably I'll have put up the little bit of pipe lagging video already. When I was making that, I noticed that I'd damaged the mud flap on that side. So I then came around to the other side and same thing. So what I'm going to do is firstly take the mud flap off. I'm going to use a couple of these. They're actually quite big, bigger washers to when I put them back on. But what I'm going to do, the bracket's a bit bent, so between these multi grips and a really big screwdriver and a shifter, should be able to get this one fixed up as well. So again, I had the washers laying around in the shed, so hopefully this will only be a couple of minutes to get them going. Righto, so here's how busted they are, and you can sort of see, push up in that side of it, what's gone wrong. In fact, the one over there is not too bad. So what we'll do is we'll get this one out, and I've already unscrewed the nuts and bolts there. This other one's sort of pulled right through, hence the need for the bigger washers. So I've got 6 of them. I'll just get this off and out, and we'll come back in a sec. Alright, so there's all of the nuts and bolts and washers from this side, and there's the bracket. So what we're going to do is just get, let's see if we can, oh yeah, look at that, perfect. So what we're going to do is just bring them back a bit. Cool. So fairly gently. That's pretty easy. That might have been a bit harder. So they're obviously reasonably soft. So I've then got the mud flap here. So the trick is we'll pop a big mudguard washer on each of the bolts. And there, and the third one will go out on that end there. And we'll try and get this back on. Okay, that's pretty straightforward, isn't it? People seem to be mowing lawns this afternoon, must be the day for it. Right. Righto, so that was pretty easy. So you can see on this side, nuts and bolts all level, they ain't moving. And on this side, you've got the original bolt. I've also got these bigger washers, so that'll stop the bolts pulling through the little holes that are in the top of the mud flap. But yeah, I think the problem when you look at it, you know, down here on the ground, you know, there's not a lot of clearance, so what's that about? You know, 2 inches, maybe 5 centimetres. So you know, if you misjudge something like I often do when you're reversing, you could well be catching your mud flats. And similarly, probably if you're reversing up onto levelling chocks, similar sort of deal. But anyway, that's nice and tidy. I'm going around the other side to do that. I don't really think that there's going to be a whole lot of point unless you... I don't think there's a whole lot of point of me showing you the process being repeated. It's going to be the same thing. I'll pull out the nuts and bolts. I'll straighten, if I need to, straighten up the bracket, and away we go. So yeah, hope this one was useful. Yeah, this is actually sort of, again, another job that I've done with stuff that I've had laying around, and I think it'll fix things up quite well.